When I saw this at first, I was like, sweetie, in what world are you going to give me like voluminous cute lashes? Hi you guys, welcome back to the Clean Beauty Code. I'm so excited for this video. We're talking Clean Beauty Mascara. We're talking about all the new Clean Beauty Mascaras that have launched. I'm like looking down because I have all the mascaras in front of me. We're talking about all the new Clean Beauty Mascaras that have launched this year. And I think one of them actually launched last year, but I'm going to talk about it because I haven't talked about it yet on this channel. And I'm so freaking excited. I love mascara. And I feel like mascara is one of those really, really temperamental beauty items where like people have really strong opinions about mascara. They either love one or hate one. There's no really, I feel like a lot of the time in between because people like their lashes the way they like them. They like their formulas the way they like them, and that's fair. So I'm really excited to talk about these new mascaras because I feel like especially one of them has been so hyped up and people have talked about it a lot. So I really want to give you my opinions on it and really do like a full deep dive. So this is just going to be talking about the new mascaras I haven't talked about yet on this channel, not necessarily like my entire collection. That'll be coming later. We'll be doing a full new collection roundup later once I've gotten through more of the mascaras because there's a bunch more coming out and I'm really freaking excited to get into those as well. But I want to get into this video. I'm really freaking excited. So if you're excited for this video and more videos like this, then please like and subscribe. And without further ado, let's get into this new Clean Beauty mascara video. All right, you guys, let's get into it. Also, first things first, I have a mosquito bite on my face. It's so cold here. Aren't they supposed to be hibernating or whatever happens with them when they're not around because it's too cold? No, I got a mosquito bite on my face. And at first I thought it was a zit. Then I did further investigation and I saw that it was a mosquito bite and it's really, really itchy and it kind of hurts. And I just want to say, it's disrespectful. It's disrespectful. It's disrespectful because it's so cold out. Anyways, let's get into the mascara review. So I have a bunch of the mascaras in front of me here and I just want to jump right in and get into it. First things first. This mascara, this is the Caliray Beauty Come Hell or High Water Mascara. I've talked about this on my channel before. When it came out, I reviewed it, but I wanted to mention it in this video because it's a new launch. And I feel like someone's going to ask about it in this video if I don't mention it. So this is, again, the Caliray Beauty Mascara. This is a really interesting mascara because it's a tubing mascara, but it also is like water resistant, waterproof, but it doesn't have the consistency of a waterproof mascara. And what I mean by that is it doesn't, sometimes waterproof mascaras literally feel like super glue on your eyes. Like they're just like so, like it feels like it grips your lashes so intensely. Like this doesn't do that, which I really like because it makes the removal process really easy. Also the fact that it's a tubing mascara makes it the removal process really easy. I really, really enjoy this mascara. I do feel like you need to clean off the mascara wand. And what I mean by clean off the mascara wand is you need to scrape off the excess product because I feel like when you first get it, especially, a lot of product is on the brush. And I feel like that is just if you have runny eyes or you get a lot of flaking, you know, everyone's lashes and under eyes are a little bit different. You can get a little bit, just a touch of running with this if you aren't careful because it can flake. If there's too much product on your lashes, eventually product will flake off, if that makes sense, and then you will get a little bit of flaking running. But it's not really the fault necessarily of the actual formula. It's more just like the brush had too much like stuff on it. But the wand is pretty basic. Like when I saw this at first, I was like, sweetie, in what world are you going to give me like voluminous cute lashes that like last all day? I was wrong when I said that. I feel like I've been wrong every time. And there was another mascara, the Ami Collet mascara. When that came out, I remember I was like, but the wand is nothing. And then I used it and was so impressed. This is another one that really impressed me. This is a really good mascara. The formula is really great. Lasts super long. There's no running. There's no flaking. And I feel like, and I said this in my review of this, and I'll say it again, this is most likely going to be in my end of year favorites just because of the way that it lasts all day. And it's such a really good, it's just so, so good. The only thing I will say is sometimes, not always, but sometimes, depending on the amount of layers you apply, it can get slightly clumpy, slightly, but not a lot. It's a really good mascara. I'm obsessed with this. It's so, so freaking good. So, so good. Okay, next we have this mascara. So this is the Hynt Beauty Flirt Mascara. And I just just want to show you the wand. So this is the wand. It's a very simple, basic wand, like the Caliray Beauty one. What I will say about this wand specifically is it's a little stiff. Not in a bad way, but it's stiffer than, I would say, your average mascara wand. So that's just something to know, because when I first applied it, I was like, whoa, what's going on here? But it doesn't, it ends up being really nice, because what I like about it is it's really good at separating your lashes, because it has that like stiffer vibe. It's just stiffer, which I like. So it makes it easier to separate your lashes once you have a couple coats, and then you're more focusing on separating them out, which I really, really enjoy. So this is a volumizing, lengthening mascara. And what I will say is I feel like this formula is similar, not in really the way that it makes your lashes look, because the wand is really different and all of that, but the way that it kind of sits to the Kosas mascara, because it's a more waxy and wet formula, but it's also like not super wet. I don't know, like the consistency is really similar to me. And it definitely volumizes. I don't feel like I get too much lengthening out of this, but I do get some lengthening. I will say that you need to clean off this mascara wand, especially if you get, like, if you have weepy eyes or you tend to have mascara just running, because I find this formula, although I do find it long wearing, to be like, it can flake, because there's a, like, if you don't clean off the wand. And I feel like I say this all the time, but like cleaning off mascara wands is like, I feel like something a lot of people don't do, or maybe you do it and I just like, people in my life don't really do it, and it'll change the way that the mascara works for you, because sometimes there's just too much formula on the wand, and then you end up getting running and flaking, because the mascara collects at the bottom and at the tips of your lashes. So that's a really good trick with this. I do find if I don't do that, then I do get a decent amount of running, just because the formula has like it's a little bit more waxy, it's a little bit more like good for you formula. And it says that it's supposed to help with like lash growth. I will say, like, I haven't experienced a lot of lash growth with this, but what I have experienced is like, I feel like my lashes feel healthier when I use this, and when I remove them, I don't have, no, my lashes, not when I remove my lashes, but when I remove my mascara, I don't feel like I have as much irritation as I would with like some mascaras. And it's really simple and easy to remove. But you do need to kind of like really, with like water and like micellar or whatever, you do need to like kind of get in there, because I feel like if I get in there, I mean like do a good job removing it, because if I don't, this is one where I feel like the mascara kind of lingers a little bit, and then in the morning I'll still have some mascara on, so that's something to know. But I do really like this. This isn't my favorite mascara to use on my bottom lashes, but that is rare for me to find a mascara that I'm like, oh yeah, I'm gonna put it on my bottom lashes, because I have weepy eyes, and I tend to, especially if I'm wearing concealer, have some running, and this is a formula that like kind of runs for me when I wear it on my bottom lashes. Like, I'll do it, but I definitely have to set my under eyes if I'm doing that. A mascara that I don't have to like set my under eyes or worry is definitely the Caliray Beauty, the Merit mascara. The Jones Road Beauty mascara doesn't really run, and the Ilia mascara. I feel like those by far, of all the mascaras I've tried, in terms of bottom lash application, are like usually really, really good. But I really like this mascara. It's really interesting, and the wand is really interesting. I was really surprised with how stiff it was, but I actually really like that. I didn't think I was gonna like it, because it gives me plastic wand vibes, but it's a traditional style wand, if that makes sense, in terms of like kind of how when you apply it, it's kind of more stiff. It feels more like wiry, which kind of sounds bad, but it's not, I swear. It's a good mascara. All right, guys, next, this is the athr Beauty, the Big Bang Mascara. I was so excited to see them launch this, because I love their eyeshadow palettes. So this is the wand, and although it looks pretty basic, it actually is really not. I feel like it's a really unique type of wand. It's short, the bristles are shorter at the top and wider at the bottom, but then it's not like super uniform around, which is really, really interesting. So this is meant to be like a really good curling, volumizing, separating mascara. And what I do find is this formula is very wet. So that is like step one, wet formula. So with wet formulas, I find they either clump a lot, or they are like, they almost like don't do as much as I want them to do. This doesn't really do that, which I find really interesting, but you need to clean off the mascara wand because there's a lot of product on this wand, and if you don't, I do find that there could be running, not always, but sometimes depending on how, like what concealer I'm wearing, and whether I set it with powder or not. And I'm not a big set my concealer with powder person right now because it's colder out, and so my under eyes have been dry, and so I learned the hard way with this. Cleaning off the wand is definitely the move, and you still can get the volume and the separation and all of that with this, but you just don't have to worry about as much flaking and too much product collecting at the base of your lashes and at the tip of your lashes, which I think is really important. I feel like mascaras, it's all about like finding the right way and the right kind of application for you, because sometimes cleaning off the wand works, sometimes it doesn't, and some formulas just, I don't know. Everyone has to figure out, like concealer wise too, like I feel like it's always experimental at first when you get a mascara. Really nice formula. I really actually do enjoy wearing this. Again, I just have to be careful, and I feel like I say that with most mascaras that come out, unless it's like the few mascaras that don't flake, don't run, don't anything, which those are so few and far between that it's just like something to know. You have to be careful with all mascaras to like get them to work best for you. It's just like sometimes you have to experiment a little bit. But this is a really, again, the athr Beauty, the Big Bang mascara is a really nice mascara. And I do really like the way that my lashes kind of sit. What I do wish that this had was a little bit of lengthening, because I don't find that this lengthens at all, but I do like the volume that it gives me, and it layers nicely. I will say 2 coats is kind of my sweet spot with this. I don't really love this with 3 coats. Okay, next we have the Milk Makeup, the Rise Mascara. So this mascara is really interesting because the packaging is like rubbery on the outside, and it's like kind of like I guess I would call this ribbed. It's like ribbed kind of on the outside, and it's really rubbery, which I actually really like. I love a unique, you know, I talk about this all the time. I love a unique mascara packaging, because all of them look the same. I feel like all mascaras were black at one point, and now, I mean, look at this. Look at this variety that we have. Like, just so many colors. I love it. So again, this is the Milk Makeup Rise Mascara, and it has kind of a U shape, like a macaroni noodle shape. And it's definitely the most unique wand out of the ones that we are talking about today. And this is supposed to be like a lengthening and curling mascara. And what I will say is it definitely gives me some length, and it definitely gives me like a nice curl. But what I also will say is this formula is really interesting because it's not dry, but it's not wet. It's kind of like that in-between formula. And because of that, you need to, and I feel like I say this all the time, clean off this wand, because if not, because of the way that it's on the drier side, I do find that if you're not careful with how you apply this, and by careful I mean cleaning off the wand or not applying more than like 3 coats, you can get some crumbling. This is definitely a formula that can crumble. However, this gives you like a really nice fluffy lash, which I freaking love. And I find that although it doesn't give me too much volume, it definitely gives me volume and separates at the same time and gives me length. It's a really, really nice formula. And I do actually like this on my bottom lashes, but I have to make sure I don't apply too much. Just like on the outer lashes, just apply a little bit. This is really, really nice. I actually really enjoy this mascara. I wasn't thinking I was going to like it. Next, I'm going to try the Milk Makeup Kush Mascara, because I know someone's going to be like, have you tried the Kush one? And I want to compare the two, because I feel like a lot of people have a lot of opinions about that, and that one's more volumizing. This is lengthening and curling, but this gives like a nice curl hold, and I feel like by the end of the day, my curl is still intact. And I just have to make sure that when I'm applying it, I actually don't, I make sure that my, like the tips of my lashes don't have too much product on it, because that's where I see the crumbling. Because the formula is a little bit drier, so it kind of like it can like kind of fall apart or like crumble quickly, and that's not a bad thing. It's just something to note. So today I'm actually wearing that mascara, so let me just So I'm wearing this mascara actually with a coat of the Caliray Beauty Mascara on top. I really like these two together. The Caliray Beauty one plays really well with other mascaras. So if you have a mascara where you're like, I want this to be a little bit more waterproof, apply like a coat of this on top and it definitely helps. It's really, really good. But I really like the way that my lashes look today. And the way that these mascaras kind of play together, it's really, really nice. I like these a lot. So now I want to kind of talk about favorites. So my favorite mascara over all of these is the Caliray Beauty, just because I find that it's just so good, doesn't run, doesn't flake, like you're just in a really good spot. And this is a really good summer mascara for sure. If I had to pick a second mascara, I would say that the Rise mascara is my second favorite of all of these, just because of the fluffiness that it gives my lash. And I really, really like that. And I find that at times that is a really unique thing to find a fluffy lash mascara, because a lot of the time mascaras are really, really volumizing and give more of a clumpy lash, or have a really, really wet formula. And wet formulas don't really give you that much of a fluffy lash, unless at times the wetter formulas can be more of a waxy wet, and then you can get a little bit more of a fluffy lash. But the wand shape I find is really important for getting a fluffy lash, and the Rise mascara really does have that like wand shape that gives you that fluffy lash with like a more curved shape. I really, really like these mascaras. I was actually really impressed. I'm definitely very picky with mascaras, and my testing process is like a while. Like I don't, after 1 day or 2 days or anything like that, decide whether or not I like a mascara. I have to give it time, and I have to try it a bunch of different ways to decide how I like to wear a mascara and if I like it. I actually really enjoy all of these, but I definitely need for some of them to do some tips and tricks in terms of cleaning off the wand, making sure I set my under eyes. But besides that, these are actually all really, really nice mascaras, and I would love to know, have you tried any of these? If you have, what are your thoughts? And I actually would love to know, because these are my two favorites, what do you think of these two? I would love to know if you've tried them together, or what your opinion is specifically on these two, just because they're my standouts of these 4 new Clean Beauty mascara launches. And yeah, that is it for my new Clean Beauty mascara video, my Clean Beauty mascara video. I would love to know, again, any video suggestions down below. And yeah, that's it. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, guys.